So here we are approaching Osijela Hill in the Bosnian Pyramid Complex. A truly mysterious structure. These incredible ridges look like a supergiant took his claw-like hands and just scraped huge portions of earth out of the side of this hill here. But it's interesting because I think, as with the rest of this structure, all of that was consciously built. Dobar dan.
Dobar dan.
Dobar pas, kako ste? Kako si? Little dog. This is the western face of Osijela Hill. Here we have the beautiful Fojnica, placid, slow-moving. We know that the riverbed itself was built. You can see how these ridges stick out of this steep hill, and to me these are clearly built ridges, built gullies, not erosive features. They're very, very sharp, very, very distinct. And what I'd like to do is see if we can explore those today. And if you want to find my Facebook page, Immeasurably Precious Bosnian Water, you can find that, and that has photos of water throughout Bosnia. Okay, so immediately upon walking up this trail, we find this beautiful stone, construction stone laid down a long time ago by the ancients, and then it came out by erosion, other stones next to it. But even more interesting than these smaller stones, which are less than a meter long, we find this thing. Now this stone is, in fact, almost 2 meters long. It's probably a good 6 feet 2 or 3 inches, and it's made of, as usual, it's made of baked clay. And you can see these. You can see the layers, different color of clay on the top. It helps you see the layers, right? Absolutely massive stone. Gorgeous. So we're gonna, and you know, there's construction stones everywhere. This is a built hill, so it's either gonna be clay, which is construction clay, the earthquake mitigating soft clay, or it's gonna be these massive stones. So I just get another photo of this. This is very exciting. I don't know if I've seen a stone this big anywhere except Vrijedna, which has a real, truly megalithic stones. And this one isn't as thick as the Vrijedna stones, but it is quite large. Exciting find. We'll just check it out. See the clay layers. Clay, you know, that's what it is. It's clay. I don't want to damage it much, but I just want to show you that we're talking about clay here. And so actually what we see, interestingly, that even in this stone we have soft clay and harder clay. Interesting. Soft clay underneath there, right? There's a soft clay layer and then a harder clay. So this stone itself is composed of some soft clay. Very, very interesting. They're so bold. The ancients are so bold. They say we're going to build a hill of alternating soft clay and baked adhered clay layers. When I say adhered, I mean this layer is adhered to this layer is adhered to this layer, but then they also occasionally will put in a soft layer in between the hard layers. It's so bold, it's so incredible, it's so not just technological but artistic. It's like the artistic technology of the ancients. That's what I think I'm going to call this video. It's just absolutely stunning. Not just the beauty, but the boldness of vision and the precision of execution. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Clay layers, and after what may be 30,000 years, this is starting to come off, 30,000 years. Could we make a stone that lasted that long? So walking up this trail, immediately we see this inclined structural stone, baked clay stone. And by inclined I mean that my camera's level right now, right? Horizontal. But the stone, so my camera's level like my hand, right? But the stone is inclined like this into the hill. It's always that way in the Bosnian Pyramid Complex. The stones are not level, they're not slipping off the structure, they're literally steeply inclined. These terraces of stones all around the complex in the Bosnian Pyramid, the moon, vrijedna, here on Osijela Hill, steeply inclined into the structure, also leftward leaning. Sometimes the rightward leaning is on the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, and when we use that terminology, we're talking about, we're looking at the face of the, when we're looking at the face of the structure, we just say inclined into the face, or we say leftward or rightward leaning. So this is leftward leaning and inclined. You can see the steep inclination, right? And this is essentially a right angle stone. In other words, this is at a right angle to its top and bottom, right? So this line is very far off from a right angle to the earth. A right angle to the earth would be about like that. But this one is very steeply inclined in. So that's continuing evidence that this is a built structure. I mean, we know it's built, it's just more evidence. Eastern face of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, tallest documented pyramid in the world. Vojnica River, you can hear it. Little path we're on after a rain this morning. Beautiful textured construction stone. Just gotta get a quick photo of this gorgeous, gorgeous stone. Wow. Deeply gouged. A truly stunning stone. Probably 30,000 plus years old. Again, we see the really thin layers of this ancient artificial stone. Clay. Different layers, you can see the different colors there. Absolutely stunning, beautiful work. Truly artistic geniuses, these people. They really cared about these structures. That structure up there, Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, has 4 layers of concrete on the top of it. So, and it's the hardest, most durable concrete ever tested, ancient or modern, on the planet so far. So 4 layers of massively thick crisscrossing blocks of concrete on the Pyramid of the Sun. So we absolutely know with 100% certainty that whoever built that pyramid wanted it to last. They wanted it to stay there. But not only did they want their structures to last, they wanted them to be correct, right, artistic, whatever word you want to say. I'm going to use artistic for now, because this is an absolutely stunning achievement, this stone. This incredible curve. And I'm sure there's more wonders ahead of us today. Beautiful curve, all these intricate, thin layers to create this one massive stone. And let's look and see if we can find a soft clay layer like the previous stone in between some of the harder ones. Let's see. Oh, well, it looks like it's hard to tell because this clay might have accumulated. Yeah, It feels like there is a soft clay layer underneath there. This whole thing feels like a soft clay layer. There's no accumulation of clay here, of soft clay here, so I think this accumulation here is from coming out of the layer. Yeah, it's soft underneath. Wow. That's not 100% sure, but that's what it seems like right now. Interesting. Alternation of the harder clay stone, and clay is just glue that's been baked. I mean, the clay stones are just glue that's been baked. So it's baked glue, and then the clay is glue. So you've got glue, baked glue, glue. All this that's come off from erosion is just glue. It's just sticking here. It'll take such a long time for this to erode. If it's soil, it's a different matter. But this clay, incredibly sticky, and water has a hard time doing much with it. Wow. You can see the incredible size of that layer of stones. Let's get in a little closer. And erosion over the years has brought these to light, literally to light, and brought to light figuratively the intelligence of the ancients. Amazing. Just getting photos here. They built the ravines, they built the ridges. We don't know why. The baked clay stone layers that are inclined into the structure, because my camera's flat right now. My camera's flat left to right. That's the really steep inclination for their construction material. So the claystone layers hold in the soft clay at that angle. Soft clay is presumably for earthquake mitigation. It also is a sound insulator, temperature insulator, water insulator. So for instance, on the Pyramid of the Sun, we have up to 1 meter of clay, soft clay. It's not really soft now, but it's softer than the baked claystone layers. It's super dense, super hard on the top level of above the concrete. So it's sitting on these levels, these layers of concrete. So it's 1 meter of clay, and then 1 meter or 2 of concrete layers. And what the clay does is it insulates the concrete from the water. So there's not as much water absorption. And the concrete on the Pyramid of the Sun here in Bosnia has been tested and found to be the best, have the lowest, which is the best, water absorption rate of any concrete ever tested. So it's twice as good, which is to say it has a smaller percentage of water absorption. So it will last longer, and the clay helps it to last. So this clay is not just helping the structure stay strong during earthquakes, it's doing a lot of other things, keeping the water off the other materials that compose the structure, keeping the water off the clay stones. So that's pretty incredible. And you see up there through the trees this layering, and you see the inclination. Wow. So just to give you an idea of what I'm seeing as I walk up the hill to new territory, it's incredible plates. Absolutely stunning. You can see that essentially right angle there. There are hundreds of millions of artificial stones in the Bosnian Pyramid Complex, and each one is beautifully crafted, artistically rendered, stunning, and laid down to be protected by a soft clay layer above and below, inclined into the structure for structural strength. So here's the eroded clay over the centuries and millennia. But then we have this incredible exposed structural material. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And you can see how they inclined it all into the structure. Right? We can see fully beneath these leftward leaning construction stones. And the construction stones are, by the way, not just stones used for construction, but stones that were constructed. Constructed construction stones, you see? So, the whole hill is built. Every single bit of it. In ancient times. Why? It's not a pyramid. It's a sloping hill. Just getting photos as we talk. But I want to draw something to your attention. Let's just get a quick look at this stone from back a ways. I'm actually pretty close to the top of it, but here we go. I'm just gonna let's get much closer so we can see what might be the largest artificial stone. Let's say the stone starts there, and we'll just follow it along. So this might be at least the longest continuous artificial construction stone here in the Bosnian Pyramid Complex. Quite stunning. Leftward leaning, inclined into the structure. Probably goes further. And above it you can see a really small layer. Let's see if we can find that. Yeah, the really small layer that's separate from the main stone, right? They put a little tiny layer up there. Then there's another, looks like a series of smaller layers, right? But clearly they had some kind of plan to adhere each layer to the one below, so that it, you know, with different, possibly different ideas of strength, so that, you know, as the clay was cooling, perhaps we might think that they'd say, okay, now let's adhere it, or they might wait a little longer on another layer and it would be less adhered, so it would be more separate, in other words, and other layers would be more adhered and more integral. So it's interesting how these layers play out 30,000 years later. Tiny, tiny little layers make this huge hill. Wow. You can imagine how many years must have passed for this really sticky clay to erode from beneath those clay stones. If the dating of the Pyramid of the Sun is correct, which is to say 30,000 plus years, then this could be 30,000 plus years too. Alright, it's time to go to lunch. I hope you enjoyed the journey up onto Osijela Hill here in the Bosnian Pyramid Complex. One of the many pyramid complexes built in prehistoric times in Europe. And here we are in the heart of the Balkans, and the sun is shining. And things look really good in 2017 for Visoko and for Bosnia in general with this pyramid tourism. So hopefully all the Balkan countries can follow suit and use their ancient structures, their ancient tunnels, their ancient pyramids to help them get out of the Rothschild bankers' pit, the economic pit, the pit of despair, and bring more wealth and hopefully more happiness to a Balkanized region. Yeah, pyramid tourism. It's a burgeoning industry, and you may want to know that literally the same year that Dr. Semir Osmanagić discovered pyramids in Bosnia, real estate prices started to go up dramatically, and that means that foreign investors wanted to come here, build hotels. They understood it was real. The only people who didn't think it was real were sitting in their armchairs in their prestigious universities all across the world. They didn't come to Bosnia. So the people who came to Bosnia and saw what Dr. Semir Osmanagić pointed out, that there's a huge pyramid complex here in Visoko near Sarajevo, Bosnia. These people began to buy land, and real estate prices have gone up steadily year by year. Still cheap though. So by European standards. Come on up to Bosnia. Come on over. It's a friendly country. The people are amazing. And it's really relaxed and slow here. Polako, polako. Slowly, slowly. I hope you have a scientific day. So walking back on the path toward town, we see this amazing stone. And I just wanted to mention it to you because it has some incredible layer on top, which is not normal. You can see that it's got the clay stone body, but then suddenly it's got this extra layer, which looks almost like concrete. Pretty interesting.